Good morning everyone. So in today's video we are stripping Mount Everest. Yeah, we're going to take the tyres off the pit. We need to start to use some silage to feed some of the cattle that's inside. Silage is made now long enough that we should be able to strip it. I hope. We know when we take the cover off. And yeah, let's finish off taking some of these tyres off, get the bags off around it, and we'll pull back the cover and see what it looks like. So, as you've seen there, we lifted off all the lorry tyres off the front of the pit, and they were neatly stacked here now up at the top. There's quite a big pile of them in at the back there as well. Look, 90% of them you can reach them now off the ground for taking down. There might be a few maybe that you might just roll out for lifting down, but it's a good enough place, and we're kind of up there and out of the way. They'll not get too comfortable because once our second cut silage goes in down the bottom, we'll be taking down probably about 25 of them, just for doing the same thing in the front of that pit as well. Next job now we have to do is the bags right around the front. They have to be all lifted right off. And there's some of the car tyres here at the front. I'll take those and just throw them over here at the side as well, and they can get stacked too. And then we'll get a look at the grass underneath. We'll see how it looks. So we have the pit stripped. Took a nice bit back off it, so there's a decent amount of grass exposed, and we're ready now to start cutting out the blocks. So what's it like? Nice stuff, lovely smell of it. It is a bit wet, which was to be expected, but lovely smell of it. And so far so good, not much waste. You can see up along the side here, very little waste in it. It's a nice golden colour right up along the side, and pretty much the same then the other side as well. So yeah, very happy with how it's turned out. So I'm going to cut out some blocks. We'll cut them out of the face of it obviously, and then we'll just put them in a row here, and we'll be able to scoop them up then as we need them. I've greased up the rams and all around the shear grab, so we're ready to ready to go with it. The only issue we have with it, we've noticed there, small, very small leak from the seal here, which is going to have to be addressed. Kind of noticed that before we stopped using it there a few months back, that there was a little bit of a wet area on it, and it seems to have gotten a wee bit worse. So, well, these things happen. Shear grab's getting on in age now. It's here since 07. It's done a lot of work, given no real trouble. So you can't expect these little things to happen. So yeah, I'm going to get a set of seals for it. So we'll cut out some blocks and get the silage in the feeder, and we'll feed the cattle with it and see how they like their new feed. So, first cut silage is being fed in August. Earliest we've ever been feeding it. Earliest we've ever had open the pit. It's made about 7 weeks and it's preserved perfectly well. Couldn't ask for any better. It is a little bit later than we usually have it, so I don't know 100% what the quality is like, but it smells very good, looks very good, and cattle are quite eager for it. So it bodes well for it in that respect. It is a lot wetter than last year's silage, there's no doubt about it. As I said at the time, the first 3 weeks in June, in those 3 weeks we had literally one day that it didn't rain, so it left us really late with our silage this year, about a fortnight late. So quality will be back a little bit, I'm sure, but very happy with it. That extra bit of moisture, I always like a little bit of moisture in the silage because it leaves it a little bit more palatable, easier for the cattle to eat. If it's too dry, sometimes they may not eat as much of it, so quality mightn't be just all as good, but it's also easier on the grab taking it out. It's easier on the diet feeder. It mixes better. Last year's silage, it was so dry, it was almost like hay when you put it into the feeder. You could hear the feeder groaning with it. It was just so tough on it to get it chopped. Whereas this stuff here will be just easy work for it. So yeah, like the little bit of moisture in it. We're not doing dairy, so we're not after that really high quality silage anyway, so we'll be happy enough with it. Yeah, these are the bulls that they're in now about, I suppose, how long are these in? They're in about 5 weeks or so, maybe slightly more than that. Yeah, no, it's about 5 weeks. They absolutely melted since they went in. These guys were doing very well up until about 2 weeks before that they came in. They started fighting, tearing the backs of ditches, knocking ditches, walking through fences, breaking out, fighting, more fighting, and it kind of kept going like that. So we had to put them in. We'd done 2 weeks of torture with them, and they went in. They're well settled in here now. No fighting with them, but they're just turning the corner now and starting to fill out a little bit, which can be the case when you put animals in, especially this time of the year when they go in early and take the grass off them. You know, they're always going to go a little bit backwards. So that's another reason why we wanted to get the pit open. We're running low on our pit of stuff that we made a while back ago, and we wanted to get these guys introduced to silage to see would it help them fill out a little bit better, which I'd say it will. So the mix itself, it's mostly silage, as you can see. There is a little bit of straw in through it. It's a big square bale, one of the ones from 2018, so it's not chopped that awfully fine. You can see it's still fairly long. There's a little bit of barley in it, very small amount of barley, so only about a half a kilo a head. A little bit of oat feed, as I call it, which is another source of fibre, and they're getting some potatoes in there as well. So yeah, there's a bit of energy in it too, so it should get them going, keep them going. We're going to introduce a little bit more protein to their diet and just try and get them to grow a bit more before we move them on to a full feed a little bit later in the year. But some of these guys will be made turn from bullocks or bulls into bullocks. So we'll have to pick out which ones we're going to do that with, and yeah, moving on to a little bit more of a bullock heifer regime going forward. So, but we'll more about that later in the year. So that's it. That's really it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed the opening of the silage pit and the bit of feeding. There wasn't much in the lines of cattle feeding over the last while, so I said I'd just make a video on that. So as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the sub button, leave a comment below. If you have a question or anything, leave it below, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.